I'm ready. If you've ever navigated on a Erie Canal.
No, sing the whole song, Jeff. Sing it for the podcast.
No.
If you're gonna serve wings or ranch, I don't want to do business with you. I get up and leave, even if I don't get the wings. It's either blue cheese or wings, and go for wings.
That's right, never mind who you thought it was. This is the Buffalluminati Podcast, your keeper of Buffalo's secrets. We got a great episode for you today, but first, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure to check us out on social media at Buffalluminati on Facebook and Instagram. And I'm your host, Jake. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jeff. Jeff, what it do, bud?
Hey, in a land full of lollipops, you gotta stay sucker free, you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Just out here.
Oh my God. Yes, I do.
You got to. Brother, just out here doing my thing, staying out the way. Same as always, just happy to be back. Doing another great episode.
That's right. And, I figure we just do a short one today, but talk about something that happened today locally. And, I mean, it covers all of Buffalo and Western New York. All eyes have been on it, but it happened to just go through right on through Lockport today. And that is the Ralph Wilson Park pedestrian bridge. Did you happen to catch that at all? Did you get down to the Erie Canal for that?
Nah, I was stuck at work. I wasn't even sure what time it came through. I did know it was coming soon, though. I've been kind of keeping track on social media where it's been.
Right. And for the people that don't know, it's been coming through from Italy. This bridge, it's a pedestrian bridge that we'll be able to walk down in. I can't remember where it is in Buffalo, but I think it's like on Riverside.
Down by the river.
Down by the river. Yes.
In a van.
No van. Anyway. Yeah, but it's made its way across the Atlantic. It's now on a barge that's been traveling up the Erie Canal. And it finally made its way into Western New York yesterday. And then today into Lockport, where it went through the locks that we are very familiar with. So, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool that that's the method of delivery. But then I thought about it, it's like, how the hell else are you going to get a bridge here? Like, can you fly it in from Italy? No. And then does it make sense to transport it from the road after it's already been on I don't know. Like, put it on a truck in New York City and cart it across. I like this way of doing it, though. I'll throw up a picture here in a second, but it's got like a big banner on the side of the bars that says "Follow me to Buffalo," and it's called the Ralph Wilson Park Bridge. Oh, it looks like it's got an Instagram. We might have to check that out. I swear, if the bridge has more followers than us.
Oh, it does.
It for sure does. Let's see.
And deservedly so, We're not on water. Not yet.
That's what we need. Yeah.
Subscribe today and put us on a yacht.
Yeah, we need the official Buffalluminati yacht. The regular Illuminati has a fleet of yachts, I'm sure.
We can spare one for the Buffalo chapter.
Exactly. Help us out. Here, I gotta look this up.
I love it too, though. I'm happy to see the canal being used like that again, because as we all know, canal runs from Albany to Buffalo.
That is true. I mean, that's all of fourth grade for us was state history and learning about the canal. And I almost died of heat stroke walking in late June for a field trip to the Lockport Caves to learn about the canal and stuff.
Yep, and then the canal cruise. You get to go on the locks, sing the canal song.
You gotta below our name is Sail.
15 miles on the Erie Canal, even though it's a lot longer than that. I forget what the 15 miles was about. Was that just Lockport?
We're not smarter than a fourth grader. Maybe. But it is also interesting because, you know, it's large. The Erie Canal is not largely used for commerce anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that was what it was built for, is to get things from, you know, New York to Buffalo and this side so that they could figure it out. And then we, you know, built railroads, and then we figured out roads and, you know, mass transit. So it's just interesting to see it being used for its original purpose, even if it's just this one time. But I don't know how much commercial traffic is actually on the Erie Canal anymore. At least on this end, it's mostly like recreational traffic or people traveling.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find the significance of the 15 years. Some variations are 15 miles. Apparently 15 miles on the, or 15 miles on the, I couldn't find 15 miles. Some variations say 15 years. We'll be right back.
Should I leave that long 30-second pause in there?
Oh, shoot.
Okay, yeah, so this bridge is, it was scheduled to be delivered today, 716 Day, which
Nice.
we never mentioned in the top of this show, and I feel like an ass about it. We're the Buffalluminati, and we forgot what day we're recording.
Happy 716 Day. Give 716 also happening right now.
That's right. Yep. Make sure that if you haven't already, you've done something nice for a neighbor, or you've given to one of the many organizations out there
Always
helping.
trying to be a good neighbor.
Yep. Out there helping the 716. There's a bunch of them from the Sabres and Bills. Make sure you check that out. As you know, it doesn't just need to be July 16th to be a good neighbor. Be a good neighbor every day. And speaking of Ralph Wilson Park and good neighbors, we have a tale of two bad neighbors related to this bridge.
Bad neighbors.
So the bridge isn't even up yet. Like I said, it's getting planted in October, but the construction site has already been tagged. And the reason I say two bad neighbors here, Jeff, is because these particular artists, I don't want to say they don't have skill, because they do, but it's just, it's very basic. It doesn't really, it's just names, you know. One says rinse.
The other says repeat.
Maybe it's covered by a bush. I like things that beautify our community. We have some great murals, you know, in the Elmwood Village, down in the Outer Harbor. But this ain't it, Chief. And I'll also shout out Stick Figure Guy on Instagram. He's got some, you know, he's in galleries, and you see his little art everywhere. Like his little signature. If you're from the 716, I feel like it's something that you know, and if you don't, get with it. The second bad neighbor comes in the form of Sam Lanetta, a member of the Anti-Graffiti Task Force. And I tried to look up the
Anti-Graffiti Task Force.
I can find one Facebook page, but it doesn't look like it's associated because it posts a lot of pictures of good graffiti. It doesn't post anything about anti-graffiti or cleaning it up. It just posts good graffiti. So I'm thinking that somebody took that page before they could on Facebook, or that name.
That's good. That's good. That's a good neighbor.
So Sam Lunetta from the fictitious Anti-Graffiti Task Force of Buffalo. Of Western New York.
It's made up organization.
Yes.
Of old men.
It's just him, probably. Let's be real. It's probably just him.
He's like, we're out here.
We're a task force.
We're working.
This does sound like a one-man task force type thing. If you look at the picture, it's... Oh.
We're 3 members deep, me, my wife, and my dog.
Yes. Oh my God. He's also a retired lieutenant from SUNY Buffalo State, which... Okay, so... Campus PD... I'm just going to say they were not the best of the brightest. I didn't feel too... you know what? I'm not going to say anymore. So... Anyway... Back to retired lieutenant of campus security, Sam Lanetta.
Current member of the Anti-Graffiti Task Force of Western New York.
Yeah.
Potentially leader.
So, this is the quote that sent me, Jeff. Because I'm not saying out and out that it's racist, but God, it reads like a lot of things that you hear from individuals that have prejudices about any one group of people. And I mean, he could just literally be talking about artists, which to have this kind of hatred about anybody, I'm not even saying it would be right, to be placed in anyway, but just the way that the vitriol that he has for it, just he says it's a high traffic area. They get their name out there. They get to see. Sorry, I'm going to start that over. It's a high traffic area. They get their name out there. They get to see out and get their street cred, so to speak. And they're just going to do that because it's in their blood to do it in those high traffic areas.
What? That's obscene. It's in whose blood?
Exactly. Who are they?
Who are these people? What kind of people would you possibly be describing?
The reporter, Emma Buckley, goes on to ask, is it a gang symbol or gang related? And he goes, no, not at all.
Nope.
So then what's the problem?
But I can't stand him.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
They go on to talk about how like there's a stretch of the 190 that's filled with graffiti, and it is literally a picture of 6 or 7 here of the stick figure guys all across an overpass, which once again, so what? It's an overpass. It's not hurting anybody. It's art. It doesn't say rinse, repeat.
Graffiti is one of the 9 elements of hip hop. A lot of people don't know So I mean, obviously, yeah, we don't, nobody should condone just people out and about spraying and doing things. But when it's done tastefully and it's done and it looks nice, there's definitely room for graffiti, I think. But
Right.
I
And
just
I
wanted to
think,
add that in.
right. And I think that how do I put this? You shouldn't just go tag a business without permission. However,
Yes.
giant blank overpass. I mean, well, okay. I shouldn't be advocating climbing on an overpass to get your tag, but that's
No, but
gonna
the
stop him.
water tower.
If Lieutenant Sam Lanetta can't stop him, what hope do I have?
Hey, if him and his task force can't stop him,
Exactly. If the Anti-Graffiti Task Force of Western New York, that may or may not actually exist in real life, other than outside of the Lanetta household.
I'm putting money on they don't exist. There's no meetings happening for this organization.
Right. What if I wanted to join? What if the Buffalluminati wants to join his cause?
Where do we sign up?
Get on the task force and clean up the city. Exactly. There's no information.
I'm just going to start tagging stuff, giving us work to do. You know what I mean? Get this task force to work. Put them to task. Force.
So yeah, here's the thing too. I should specify, because this is a big thing that even he puts right here. Not affiliated with Buffalo PD or any. It's not like a task force that like the Erie County Sheriffs or Buffalo PD or whoever. Like there's not
recognized by any form of government.
Because he says the big thing is intelligence that we have on the taggers themselves. I just read it with a hard R. I'm sorry. It's just I read it with the taggers. Especially when I see a tag and I know who actually did that tag. We could start working with law enforcement to continue the investigation and see where they're going.
You're not a task force.
Lunetta tells me
You're just a guy.
Lunetta tells me there are several cases in court right now.
They being from him that he's responsible for.
He says,
he's like, we brought these guys in.
He says, and then we get them into court. We will look and see if they've done graffiti in other areas and put it all together if they become a serial tagger.
So how do you determine that in court? Like, yeah, we got him. He did the one over on Main Street too. We're gonna add that.
I mean,
to the list,
because tags are almost a signature. Like,
I mean, I know, but
if they were to ever catch stick figure guy, like it's so obvious that it would be that person. I don't think that there's and there's a, like you said, it's an element of hip hop. So there's like that culture and there's that respect there of, I'm not going to go grab a can and do what that guy's doing, and I'm not going to go grab a can and copy, rinse and repeat either, It's like,
that's just what it is now. It's rinse and repeat.
It's just like any other form of art. You wouldn't just go steal it, and do it and make it, or like you can do an homage to, and there's plenty of that, but I don't think that you would just go around, like in particular with Stick Figure Guy, because that's just such an iconic one locally. Like, first off, I feel like you'd be able to tell, even though it's on the more simplistic side as far as design goes.
Right.
I still feel like you would know that, like, hey, that's not theirs. Like, there'd just be something off about it.
Yeah, that is the nature of it, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So any property damage over 250 becomes a felony, and that's generally their criminal mischief, making graffiti, possession of graffiti instruments. All those charges are misdemeanors up to a felony if it's over $250 damage. What damage? Like, I guess how long you have to pay a guy to pressure wash it?
Yeah, I guess, that would be probably the damages in that scenario. We had to come out of pocket.
Which, they're all going to say. It's, well, we rented a $250 pressure washer because we had to have the special nozzle for graffiti. And so it automatically is a felony. And now you're going to spend 5 years in prison.
For being a bad neighbor.
And then you know what they do with that, Jeff?
What?
They rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
Oh.
So we'll surely be seeing this guy from the Rouse Wilson Park again.
Yeah.
He will repeat.
Well.
And he will rinse again.
Let's give it up to Lieutenant of Nothing, Sam Lynetta, for trying to keep the streets safe and free of any art or beauty in the world.
Preach, man. If we're just starting task forces, I'm the head of the mind my own business task force.
Yep. Hey, I'll be a
You're all welcome to join my task force.
I will join your task force. And
I would actually encourage it.
Well, we'll have to get an official logo for that. Also, rinse and repeat, or whatever the hell your name is. Just, hey, keep working on it, man. But save these canvases for the professionals. Let someone get in there and make something beautiful out of it. There's plenty of other places around that you can work on your art.
Yeah. That's not going to be his
train
best
yards.
work.
There's a bunch of train yards through here. It's not going to be his best, but I have faith.
We're going to see some more. We're going to see some more rinse and repeat.
Yeah, exactly.
In the future.
Rinse, repeat. Keep it up, and we'll be on the eye out for you. But yeah, let these people do their art. Support your local artists. Support your local charities because it's 716 Day. Even though this episode is coming out on 7/17, but it is currently 716 Day, and just because it's not does not mean you don't have to be a good neighbor. Be a good neighbor every day. This has been the Buffalluminati Podcast with Jake and Jeff. Make sure to follow us, like and subscribe, Facebook and Instagram, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one.